And it's lights out and away we go here in Formula Sundays. Hello everybody and welcome back to Formula Sundays. It is Sunday again already, weekend already over, but not everything is bad. There is about 1.5 hours of pristine racing action coming up here. Albeit I think some of the drivers are not quite of the same opinion, only 16 cars on the grid today. I've heard quite a lot of distaste against Sao Paulo as a racetrack, which I cannot quite understand. I personally like this track a lot. I see a chatter, but your message is half hidden behind the YouTube chat. I assume the first half of it was like, I wanted to race tonight, and then I realized I had to buy the DLC. Which, in that case, would be fair. It's unfortunate, really. It does look rather grey, but the forecast in the tool is not particularly rainy. Not sure if that's gonna build up in a second. Not quite, but good attempt. Okay, yeah. Everything else from now on will show. It's just like I can't make the YouTube chat smaller in the window, so it covers like the toppest little bit of the entire window, and of course the chat will extend more towards the bottom now. 0 rain, by the way. No rain, the guys are telling. Okay. Quiche, no rain. Well. Lauda coming over the line is going to be setting our benchmark lap immediately. Just going to be telling, I guess, granted that Lauda is, I would say by all means, the predicted pole sitter. At least Seagull is back again, to give him a run for his money. I have no idea with what part of the car Lauda was still on track there, but I guess this is fair and square. Maybe you can leave the track fully and it doesn't matter. But Seagull is back again as well. Last week, I'm not saying it was a little bit of a boring one for the top spot, but Lauda was in a little bit of a league of his own. Won it by like 20 seconds or something. And then Jan and P2 didn't really get challenged much neither. Y'all are cooked. Nicola's gonna cook y'all. Ah, okay. Wait, are you cooking us as well? Are you in the lobby? Didn't even see. No, where are you, man? What the hell are you? Pole time for Lauda for now, I guess, unsurprisingly. That's not too far ahead of Yeast, at least. Yeast be looking rather quick around this then. See what Catalina can cook. Bacon P4, Emil's just behind Yeast right now. Yeast seems to be, or seems to have hit a really good lap there. I think Emil's and Bacon usually also towards the top end. And I mean, he's not that far behind Lauda, so I think that says it all really. Let's see, Catalina cooking. Yeah, a little bit. Out qualifying Bats after his maiden podium last week, at least in Elite, of course. Jimsky invalid, Jan seems to be going still, so this could be good. Jan, of course, a little bit of a trauma here, or was actually in contention to win a Drivers' Championship here one year. and then sniffed Kingsman's rear a little bit too much on the start-finish straight. And then a few laps later, his teammate died in the pit wall on the start-finish straight as well. That was definitely one of the Ferrari performances of all time. But he's going P2 for now. I think this is where you would expect him to go. As of now, of course, Seagull's going to set a lap now. This could be a potential banger as well. I'm not sure, can't quite remember Seagull's stance on this track, but I do think, or like, I would think he hates it less than most of the others. Why are you reminding me? I'm sorry, man. I keep, like, I'm not even intentional. I kind of think you're racing, but, yeah. Sorry for being in the chat today. To be fair, it was hilarious, though, but, oh, man. Like, that race was like Massa 2008 to watch for me. I mean, of course, I'm rooting for Lil Bro. And I was rooting for you guys to get the constructors as well, and then both of you fumble like that. That was crazy. Ah well. Lauda is in a good position to maybe get his first championship finally. The place 5 position grid penalty for colliding with, I think there's a Ferrari there, no? Well, Nicolas is starting to cook already. He's already cooking the place's qualifying chances. I didn't hit the pause button since that day. Yeah, never paused, always pushed. Speaking of never pause, always push, holy 9,000th between Seagull and Lauda, almost as close as Karen's lap is behind Janneman's, which is only 8,000th. This is really close there up top. Lauda and Seagull are not a second ahead yet. It's just 2/10 between them and the rest. And of course, virtually nothing between Seagull, Lauda and Janneman Karen. And to be fair, Yeast is not that far behind either. Check general chat. Bro, do I really need to get out my phone as well now? At tomato. Oh yeah, okay. Thank you. Jake has raced with us in the past as well. Really curious to see how he has developed. I'm not gonna say he is he's Ninja Extremo level. I don't think he's that, but I can remember him being a little bit of a wild card. Let's phrase it like that. Okay. Jimsky is just giving someone a heart attack for the love of the game. That must have been Yeast. Ooh, Yeast is flying. Holy moly, wait, this could be good. If he gets a toe here, maybe? And he does get a big one, I can't lie. Wow, almost enough there for Yeast. Is not really gained or lost anything in the third sector. I think that is Lauda ahead then. I think I was gonna go with Jimsky here though. Ah, there's Jake as well. I think he's only had like 3 or 4 races in Formula Sundays, not been doing a lot. Nice dodge there by Emils, I think, going off-road. A little bit of a rally enjoyer himself. A lot of traffic here for Jimsky. Racing Bull of Yeast is getting out of the way as well. Seagull with a new best time here, 2/10 ahead of Lauda. I think Lauda has crossed the line already as well. Jan is gonna cross it now. Any second. Oh, never mind. They were the wrong way around. Okay, so Jan hasn't improved, but Lauda has... wow. The kitchen is on fire for sure. He did cook on that one. That's looking really good, honestly. Bacon here I would expect to maybe improve a little bit, but to be fair, he's not much time behind where I would usually place him in a qualifying. It's just so close together in the midfield here. It's really about that last lap, like a lot of people can still go far. Bit of a saucy pole fight with that one here for sure. Nicholas vs Dreamliner versus is bigger, louder versus Seagull. Where is Dreamliner though? Am I blind? Ooh, the place is more like the spin. Whoa. 10 years of commentary experience, guys. Let's see, another one for Lauda. It's not gonna be his last one. He is, interestingly enough, going 2 attempts here. So this should still be his old tires and such. He did 1 recharge lap. That did not look like it needed to be that way. Kinda threw his car into the corner and it just slid back out. We're gonna see the delta. I think that's highly depending on whether or not he's gonna do another lap or going back in. But he's still pushing for now. Oh, a 10th up, okay. Maybe this is how you want your car to behave, I guess. So yeah, Lauda's gonna have that extra lap because it's easy enough to get into the pits and go for 1 more attempt afterwards. And it's a 1:08.404, and I think the predicted or rather asked for improvement by Bacon has come through. He's gotten that 2/10 improvement that got him some positions, but Karen now beating him by 3,000 again, and it's still very close there around this P3 to P7 area, really maybe P9 area. It's only 2/10 apart there. I guess from P3 it's like 3/10, but still super close there in the upper midfield. Let's see our newcomer here. Starting his last attempt here probably now, and honestly I've taken this line before, and that's probably not a good sign. Rice instead, also a little bit lower than I would expect him. I think he for sure wants to go a little bit higher here as well. 3/10, I think like P10 is where he would usually aim, be about Batz's Yalk's level. Cherry as well, only P13 for now, I think would expect some improvement as well. Has qualified as high as P4 and P5 the last few qualies. So it's definitely a little bit out of place. The place as well, out of place. It's not really been a actually he's, I feel like he has, you can call him a qualifying merchant. I feel like his quali usually goes better than his race. This might just be connected to driving an Aston Martin. Which is, as Formula Sunday's history tells, not the best idea in general. Wow, Fabian is hitting the hot streak of amazing months now. It's executing Order 66 now. Next month is gonna be 67. Soon the 69 is gonna come up. It's crazy hours to be alive. As Seagull improves, but not enough to beat Lauda. Don't be rude to Nicholas, bro. He's cooking. The YouTube chat is saying. Yeah, he's cooking something, all right. No, I don't mean to disrespect, but I don't think it's rude to say that what we've seen in his turn 1 was not the greatest line ever. Let's see Jake, though. Wow, I would really need to think about when he last drove with us. Might be like 3-4 seasons back. Not beating the place here. Half a second behind. But at least not in the very last position. And if the place still has that penalty coming on, he's gonna move down a little bit further still. Emils and Catalina are currently on tight times, but I think Emils is gonna improve now. Yep, about a 10th. Well, he's improving his time, he's not improving his position. It's, up ahead of him, very, very close to get onto the podium positions here in the qualifying. Let's see who else. I think Cherry we would expect to improve, but he has abandoned his lap. Let's see, Jan maybe. That is not a hot lap neither. Is Seagull already going again? I do not think so. Jimsky maybe? Yeah, Jimsky looks good. Going through the first sector here. It's not made any major mistake, so it's looking good so far. Oh, 3.5 tenths. It's easily gonna be enough for P3 at least. I'm not too sure if it's gonna be more. He needs a splendid last sector for that one. I feel like it's only really a straight at that point, so how are you gonna achieve that? And he lost a lot of time. So maybe now is this the chance for Yeast to strike back. He's also improving here. Seagull 108, 299. That is the current best lap set. So let's look if Lauda can cook here. He's charging up for his last qualifying lap. We're gonna be on board to see whether or not that works out for him. The 10th up. Seagull disqualified, parking in a dangerous location. That is crazy. I don't know if he wanted to disqualify himself or if it just happens. I'm just gonna assume he wanted to. Let's see what Lauda does though. Yeah, as right now, it looks like Lauda would have beaten him anyways. It's a Mercedes that must have been Cherry, so Cherry is not finding him. Oh no, there's two Mercedes. This could have been Jimsky as well. Lauda, yeah, would have beaten him anyways. Let's see if Cherry is still on lap. Nope, he's also slow. Manev coming to the pits, missed the place. Oh yeah, that sounds like he's still going. Is that an improvement? Yes, 3 tenths. But not a single position. Now that's rough. That is rough. And then... okay, Karen is on an invalid lap. And Bacon is not on a fast lap, I would assume, with the amounts of energy he has left still. So yeah, that wraps up the quali. For Ferraris with the reverse front row lockout. And then Lauda in the actual pole together with Jimsky and on the front row. Oh, Emil's... Did we see the Emil's improvement? I'm not so sure right now. I mean, beating Yeast by 3,000s, it's super close there. P3 and 4 basically tied in time. Same with P5, 6 and 7. And then Catalina and Jalk virtually the same time as well. It's like so close there in the top 10. Until Menep final position, top 10 there. Followed by Bats, the two poles with Rice and Cherry in that order. The place. And then, who is the other? That's Jake, Nicholas, and Seagull coming through in last position. The place, though, will be starting from 17th in the race due to the grid penalty he's picked up somewhere along the way. And we're gonna see how that plays out. Here, if Seagull can catch Lauda or not. What the actual pace is looking like. And if we were to believe the chat from earlier, we were not going to be expecting any rain tonight. I've seen also some discussions about tire strategies in the Discord early on. People apparently struggling to see the end with a one-stop strategy. I still think most of the drivers are gonna employ that one. I would assume we're roughly seeing like 80% of the grid start on medium tires. And the rest of them maybe on the hards. Maybe Seagull's going for a soft start if he feels like an absolute freak. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a long drawn out one stopper either. Or a medium hard two stopper. Overall, I will have to see how many laps it is actually. I can't quite remember right now how many laps exactly we're driving of this. 36, okay. So it's a bunch. It's a whole bunch of them. As predicted, most of the grid is on mediums. There are quite some exceptions, to be honest, though. The Audis both on hards, interestingly enough. And then Jalk is on hards, and Jake, Nicholas, the two newcomers on hards. And the place who got scammed by the grid penalty, also on the hard compound. Very interesting. Yeah, what the exact strats are gonna be, probably gonna be very interesting as well. As said, I think the mediums start dropping after like 10-ish laps, if I'm not mistaken. And you will have to go like 13 to 16-ish laps on the mediums to get a proper one-stopper going. Two-stoppers fairly easy, I guess. You go the 10 laps on the mediums twice and then 16 on the hards, which is also well doable. But yeah, for the one-stopper, you have to go a lot longer. Apparently the undercut is also very strong, so in addition to not wanting to well, in addition to having to go long, you also don't want to massively undercut, stay out too long. So it's like a little bit of a gamble. Bro, that my brain hurts. It's a little bit of a gamble how early you can come in and still survive the race on your second tire. As the grid is lined up now. And we're looking at the lights. They're gonna be on Jimsky super aggressive position there to the inside, drives over immediately, looking to squeeze Lauda maybe. And he has the inside line into turn 1. There's contact between the two, but Lauda stays ahead. Jimsky almost spinning around as Yeast is having a look, but is not quite getting past Yeast here. Still just behind Jimsky, but Jimsky much rather closing in on Lauda. Further down, I think the field relatively stable, as a couple of position changes in the midfield here. I saw some parts flying there as well, but I don't know if that's just faulty particles. Catalina has seemed to gain some positions here, as Menef and Rice are currently battling in the side-by-side. Rice has to yield now as Menef goes through, and now there is his fellow countryman here. Cherry side-by-side on the outside, but cannot quite pull through right now. Rice there lifts off to play it safe, I'd say. He as well, very, very mindful of the car on the outside, and yields the position for now. As someone's GOAT once said, it's a marathon, not a sprint. The race here still gonna go a little while longer. And out there on Jan. Jan seems to be stuck in the midfield there a little bit. I think he ideally would want to be with Jimsky and Lauda right now, but his qualifying efforts did not quite reflect that position. Oh, it's rare, I think, that the game recommends hard, medium, soft as a strategy, all 3 tire compounds. So Jake and Rice here, swap back and forth a little bit. Actually, let's go on board with Seagull, so we can look at this little battle here, and I presume look at an overtake coming soon either way, because I think Seagull's gonna wanna go through this ASAP. A little bit of a squeeze there to the side against the goal. Seagull only gained 2 positions first lap. Seagull wing broke. God damn. Usually he gains like 8. Yeah, maybe that's why. Let's see the wing. Yeah, Seagull's right wing is missing. I am yet to meet a Seagull who's still flying with half a wing. And so this might just be a lot more of a battle here for him this time around, to get it all the way until the first pit stop. Also, all the cars behind him currently are on hard tires as well, so he, even with the advantage there, he's taken 2 full laps to get past these. The top group at least still together. Lauda leading, unchanged. I don't think there has ever been a change of the lead so far. But he is not breaking away like it was last week. I'm fairly certain last week... Did we have Jimsky last week? I don't think we had. There is the change for the lead though. Jimsky goes through on the inside, there's slight contact between the 2 cars. Now Karen wants a piece of it. Lauda around the outside again. Whew! He is spinning a lot there. Ay, that's rather dangerous there, but I feel like Jimsky has to be mindful of that. It was, I think, a move that was perfectly on for Karen there. Not to die for anything. Maybe a little bit, I wouldn't say suicidal, it wasn't that bad, but like a bit risky for sure. But yeah, gets squeezed in there by Jimsky. Lauda may have damage too. Yeah, brain, I think, right? Oh yeah, he does have front wing damage as well. But that makes it interesting, I guess. Like with Seagull wing damage, it makes it a lot harder for him to get through the field here at all and be a threat to the win. I feel like at least now it's kind of a level playing field with Lauda having wing damage as well. Emil's coming through. That is an easy pass on Jan. Or rather, I think it was on Bacon, right? Jan also got through there. Karen is eyeing for the lead, but Jimsky does not yield. Oh, I mean, damn, I mean, holding his line there. I think all fair and square as far as I could see. But it's so risky still, like, not both drivers, like, if both drivers aren't driving this perfectly in the uphill there. Oh my god. It's getting really rough there. Emils did take an involuntary trip off the road, and so did Lauda. So Lauda is gonna be united with the goal in a second, I think. Being passed left and right. And now this is pod racing. Oh my, and I've seen some big part of car flying around there. VSC. Oh god, this is gonna be impossible to figure out the order here. Especially with Bats being off track as well during it. I think they've done it now. I didn't see an overtake at least under VSC. I think it was Bats who picked up front wing damage just now. Yeah, that was legit beautiful. As someone who has to endure the dumbest safety car incidents every single week, I mean, you guys know as well in the chat, watching. Like, seeing the safety car, like, a six-way battle within 3/10 just sorted out like that. It's kind of nice. Damn, Seagull is locked in on Yalt's rear. Like the youth say, right? Saying that as if I'm 40. I think Bat's dive bomb into turn 1 was during VSC. I didn't see that. Yeah, it was probably during VSC. It's gonna be interesting if it gets reviewed. I don't want to review that. Can we just like say the game didn't complain, so we do not neither? Damn, okay, Karen going out real far. Now it's Jannemann and Yeast with speed onto Jimsky. Jimsky now on the outside. Did he rear-end Jimsky? I don't know. Let's see if he has any damage. He doesn't have any damage at least, so if he rear-ended him, it wasn't hard. Maybe Jimsky rear-ended him though. I feel like if Karen rear-ended Jimsky, it would have been Jimsky who was going wide and not the other way around. Oh, Lauda rear-ended Jimsky. Okay, yeah, never mind. I'm stupid. Seagull has kept his position against the place in Cherry. And Jannemann is in the lead. Honestly, I didn't think it was gonna come so soon. After he was like basically stuck in P8 to no one's land in the beginning of the race. He's made it all the way through. Bro, don't tell me your Discord server is actually named that. That would be crazy. Damn, whenever I'm like shifting away from Seagull, he starts making overtakes. Right now here, he auras Bats out of the way. And Jan is actually like kind of flying on top there. East is losing track of Jan there, and Jan might be able to get away there a little bit. So 1.2 second gap at the beginning of the straight. Of course, now it shrinks a little bit because the others are gaining time with slipstream and stuff. As Seagull is breaking himself past Bacon here. Jimsky and Yeast are still not quite figured out who wants to be second. And, well, if two are fighting, there's a smiling third, as we say in Germany. This is horribly translated, holy moly. But you get the gist. The place here was briefly looking for an overtake, but we're going right back into our two fighters here. And Yeast for now stays on top. It's lap 9, so for the two stoppers I think we're gonna start seeing people pit sooner or later. And that is the Bacon's code word to get in there. Ooh. Cherry there with a little bit of a dive, but he gets blocked off by the players there. He was having a disadvantageous line and like kind of not only blocked off Cherry but also Jake, because he had to avoid Bats himself. So yeah, Bats for now keeps P10. Fighting with the place, he of course keeps losing everybody else around this little group some time as well. I mean, not too long ago they've been directly behind Menip and Seagull, but now there's a bit of a gap. Yellow flags, that is Nicolas. On the soft tire, he has pitted very early. And he has retired from the race. Supposed to be doing that in the pits, I guess, but let's just hope he does not trigger a safety car. Oh my god, as these guys here are absolutely not having it through turn 1. Nice dodge there by Jake. He was about to send Cherry to Narnia. Finally sends one. The wheels lock though, left rear with Cherry's right front. So a little bit of time lost for the both of them there. Nice side by side there. Bats into place, respecting each other's spaces. As Lauda goes pitting. Oh. Let us see if he gets a front wing. I think this is what I'm curious about. Bats also opting out of that battle. And Lauda does indeed get a new front wing as well. So, yeah, he's deciding not to drive to the end with that. I think probably worth it. Still so much race before us. Let's see what Lauda's tires are. It's gonna be hard for him. So nothing too special for now. He might try and go to the end with this, but I feel like it's actually almost a little bit early. Probably his front wing damage did not quite go according to plan. I mean, he probably planned to not get any, so yeah. Jan is honestly cooking, I can't lie. It's quite stable in P1 right now, 3.5 seconds. He is. Let's talk about race pace a little bit, or like rather lap times. His fastest lap is a lot slower than Karen's, like half a second slower. But his everyday laps are like 3 to 6 tenths quicker. So he's like much more consistent with it. But of course, Jan also on the hards, right? Oh yeah, Lauda was also on the hards. Okay, so Lauda is going 2-stop for sure, right? Because he is back on hards, so yeah. He's gonna go to like, what, lap 26 and then go for a set of mediums. And I guess this is why Jan is quicker than Karen as well. From what I can see in the data for the mediums, we would be ranging between 50 and 60% wear now. And that's where you kind of feel the mediums dropping off a lot. Emil's here stuck behind Catalina. Wonder when these two are splitting up to go into the pits or if they're just gonna go together. Do think Catalina's just beaten here. She's keeping the inside line, but I don't think there's any way or point of fighting back. Cherry pitting. Lauda fastest lap. Is exactly 4 thousandths quicker than Karen's fastest lap from before. Which was a 1:10.801. That's a good sign, I guess. Lauda needs to push, of course, in case there is people willing to go for the one-stopper. And I think... yeah, I'm not sure if this is the case with Jan. Like, he's on the hards right now, so even if he was 2-stopping, he wouldn't come in earlier than, I don't know, in like 2 laps maybe. A lot of medium runners still out. I guess that indicates that they want to go for the one-stopper as well. Ooh, yellow flags in Sector 3. There's a white car spun. Must have been Yalk, I think. Jimsky slides a little bit into Karen, but also a little bit past him. Let's see. Yeast coming through. He's getting the space that he deserves, but opts not to go for it anyways. Lauda pitted at a moment again. He pitted. He did get a new front wing as well. He went to hards again, so he's definitely gonna pit one more time. But I think he went lap 12, right? So he can probably go to like lap 26, 27, 28, something easily, and then take a pretty chill stint on the mediums later on. Actually, let's see a little bit of this here. Oh, Yalk with softs actually. Not sure how good these might be. We could see that by seeing how long he has them. Okay, 8 laps is pretty dire, honestly. I think he's just stretching it out for as long as he can before he goes onto the hards to finish the race on that. Oh boy. Yeah, he is losing traction left and right. Lauda gaining a lot of the positions back that he would have usually had to fight through now. Was talking about undercut being strong right now. He's right on the rear of Yeast, which is honestly not too bad for having a moment, having to change your front wing, and then coming out right behind the pack of the leaders. Of course he has to pit again, so I don't think Yeast is actually gonna go pit again. Yeah, he went medium to hard. Do you think the plan is just to go to the end from here on out? And so will it be for most of the others. I think Yalk is gonna come into the pits by the end of this lap, so this little battle is gonna come to an end as well. Oh, not what I wanted to see, but either way, Emils, Jimsky and Karen into the pits right now as well. Only Jan and Seagull of the top group still out. Jan, of course, on hards, so he's only expected to come in if he's not coming in now, which I assume he's just going for the one stop as well. It just makes sense. Oh, and yeah, Yalk in the pits is not a big surprise. I was about to say, wait, Manef went into the pits, but we're on board with Manef. See Lauda. Ooh, it's a little bit of a battle here up against him. Jake there, only car in this little group there on his old tires still, so it's not going to be very competitive, but all of them got through this pretty nicely, and now Lauda can tag Jimsky and Yeast. What Lauda really needs is a safety car in about 5 laps. That would be great. And Seagull is pitting. So yeah, he's the last medium runner who's still out there from the start to go into the pits. Drive the second half of his race on the hard compound. A little bit of contact here and there. Whew, nice catch there by Lauda. It's almost crashed into Karen there. And Seagull is a little bit behind them, comes out behind Catalina. Right, Lauda is sliding crazy in turn 4. Like, I feel like he's just full on drifting it every single time. That can't be good for the tires. Can't go for a move here. Karen and Yeast all over him now. I don't know if I didn't count correctly or if one of them only just closed up. But both Racing Bulls here applying some pressure. Jimsky not with the bestest line there. And that means he's immediately gonna get overtaken by 3. Jimsky also, wait, why is he having a penalty? Must have been a pit lane entry penalty, because I don't see it in the tool, and I think track limits are tracked by the tool. Whereas the 10-second time penalties only come in the very end of the race. Oh, Karen is trying to find a space where none exists. And speaking of the devil, I think Rice now with the first actual track limit warning. Or rather penalty. Oh my god! And I think Jimsky got launched off track there a little bit. And then slid across and almost collected another car there. That looked kind of crazy from this perspective there. Didn't see much. Was it like a Trulli incident? Wasn't it like Zutil and Trulli who did that once there? And then one of them collected the other or something? Can't remember. That was a legendary press conference, I can't remember that much. I think Zutil was like bringing pictures of the incident and showing them to if it was Trulli, to the other guy. And it was just absolute cinema. That was peak racing, I can't lie. German 1-2, I repeat, German 1-2, the place and Jannemann. I don't know how I only now see this. Unfortunately, both of them still have to pit. I think for one it's worse than for the other. I'm not sure if Jimsky has picked up damage as well, by the way. Lauda coming through here on the inside. And Karen just yields, knows that he doesn't have to do or die defend this. Seagull's gonna come in with fresh hearts here as well. That's gonna be fun. And Jan's still staying out, so he's going exceptionally long on his hearts, really. Really doesn't want to risk it on the mediums. I do think, like, with Seagull going 18 laps on them, like, surely you take them at least for 15 laps, 14, 15 laps now. Like, surely Jan just comes in at the end of this lap, right? Right? Jake, 10-second time penalty, speeding the pits. Unfortunate. He is now on mediums, so yeah, he's going the same stretch as Jan. Back to the battle for the podium here. Lauda, Yeast, Karen. I think Lauda is also gonna extend as long as Seagull didn't place ring, by the way. Okay, fair. Yeah, I'm a little bit. I was a little bit curious why, or like that Lauda did it. Not that I think it's like a bad idea per se. I feel like if you go in that early, it's probably worth it. But like most of the time, oh boy, the place there, holy, he's lost the car then, almost collected someone else. It looks like he has. Does he have a flat tire? Because he really looks like he's struggling with grip here. I think he's probably gonna come in now. Because he's just lost the car twice without really doing anything. Well, that was on point with the braking as well. Very nicely done. What a send by Jim. Wait, how far behind are you? We didn't even see Jimsky in like 10 minutes. Or I'm tripping. And we have seen him just now, but I already forgot. This race is much funnier to watch than race. I feel like people are saying this about most. Like the racing action, like hates the new regulations all you want, and like deserved. I will not lie. Like yes, they are kind of shit, but the entertainment for streaming at least, like Real F1, they can do this as well, but they're smarter than that, right? Like, we've seen Hamilton, I think, duking it out a little bit with someone, with Max, was it, maybe? And that was entertaining as fuck to watch, but, like, these guys, they're going at it. There is no managing, there is no consider the front wings. There is just give me P1. I want P1. Leave Lauda alone. What? Lauda wing damage again. I'm not even saying anything about Lauda. What the hell? Why am I catching strays for calling out Lauda? Lauda no wing damage. Lauda has wings. He does not need wing. Seagull has closed in though. And we cannot forget Lauda has to pit again. He has driven 2 sets of hards, if I'm not mistaken. So he will drop far down, to be honest. What is it, like 20 seconds-ish that you lose? So for Lauda it's gonna be going down to around the place Bats position here maybe. And I mean, good for him. I think that Seagull is not gonna place much higher today. Actually, I say that, but at least Seagull is not gonna win, I guess. But he's still gonna lose some points in the championship again. That being said, given that Seagull didn't race last week as well, and Lauda has won, I think, the last 4 races, he's having a comfortable lead right now anyways, so yeah, Jake retiring in the pits. There is a Mercedes coming to the pits, and that is Jimsky. Seagull is a little bit too far away to attack here. Janeman fastest lap, not a big surprise. I'm gonna do a Paris when the pack catch him. Yeah. Actually true, right? I mean, this would be the ultimate play, but I don't think it's necessary. And yes, first of all that, and the pack is never catching him. Let's look at the race pace right now. Jan has just driven the fastest lap last lap. And I think that says everything. He's going about... like, he was half a second quicker than Lauda last lap. And he was like 1.5 seconds quicker than everybody else. Actually, he was like even 0.7 quicker than Lauda. So he's like more than half a second quicker than the next quickest car in the pack. I don't think he's gonna get caught. Unless he goofs up, and to be honest, knowing him, not impossible. Cherry will spats. Both of them giving each other enough space. Yalk is sitting behind them, watching on. Now Cherry has a little bit of extra speed to really care to not brake on the grass with his right tires. And neither of them is gonna have slipstream, instead Yalk is gonna have some. I wonder where the Haas is gonna go in this one. I don't think he's going anywhere for now. Oh, Cherry looking for the switch back, not slip back. I hope he doesn't slip back. And one more time. To the inside this time around. A little bit of contact there, both of them remain in bounds, and Yalk says thank you. Cherry has to back out here in the end. Ooh, and I think that Yimsky spun here. In his Mercedes. Oh my god, that was a little bit of a drift there by Bacon as well. Lauda coming in, hoping that there was maybe a safety car coming of it. It doesn't happen though. And he had to come in at some point, to be fair. Jimsky's gonna retire now. And the goal is there. It's there for P2 in the fight between the two racing bulls. Ooh, Lauda 3-second time penalty for the corner cuts. And yeah, he's right around the place, but at least he's ahead of the place. I thought he was gonna be behind him. Karen fully killing Mew. Yeah, okay, fair. I said it like, it looked a little bit like the Zutiel trolley incident. Trolley? Trolley is the sweets, right? Yeah, trolley. With you also just like sliding over the grass and almost killing someone then. Now, let's see what the Racing Bulls are gonna cook against each other. Seagull has the freshest hearts. He's come in, I think, like a lap or two later, maybe even 3 later than some of them. He's been going a lot longer, so he has a lot more rubber to work with. I think from what I see now, hard tires are ranging between 30 and 35-ish, high 30s%, so somewhere in the 30s. So no problem at all for now. Reports are gonna get spicy again, man. Well, we had such a nice streak there with only like 2 or 3 reports every single week, and then last 2 weeks we've had more than we have had in entire seasons in the past. But yeah, to be fair, I didn't see anything like super atrocious here. I do think there may or may not be like a report or two, but like it's not like we've seen so much contact as in the previous races sometimes. Yeast has lost a lot of time. What has happened here? Must have had a little bit of a moment there to lose so much to the rest of the group. I do wish, like... Okay, so... I mean, the game is obviously not made for spectating, right? But in my opinion, it would be so cool if there was, like, any contact or, like, someone going off track. Like, the game tracks this anyways, right? If there was just a little window that you could click that showed you, like, a quick replay in a smaller screen of it. Like, for example, under the, where this menu is popping up, like where this thing, like just have that a little window where you could see like any overtakes or something happening if you chose to. Like that can't be that hard to code, right? We like to laugh at people's lack of racecraft. Okay. Kinda weird if you ask me. I can't lie, but hey, sure. Whatever gets you going. Well, the racecraft of these guys so far, pretty alright though. Didn't see any major contact. There's a little bit of position swapping between Bike and Yalk. Lauda is flying still. It's very fast right now. 1:10.4 was his last lap. Also currently holding the fastest lap with 1:10.3. He's way faster than anybody else. I think the next fastest guy to him is Jan, who is only a second slower than him. Everybody else is more in the 1.5 to 2 seconds slower department. See this. Rise towards the inside. And that's fairly easy for him here. See if Karen can make another move on to Seagull. Energy getting drained extremely quickly in the overtake mode, but somehow Seagull is just flying away. No chance to catch him. And I guess we're going back down to these guys here. It's a little three-way battle. Okay, never mind. I completely missed that there was an overtake happening on Catalina. To be fair, I think she is not the quickest right now. Actually, it's okay. She's quicker than almost everybody else behind her. But she is a good bit slower than everybody else ahead of her. The place is actually driving very fast right now as well. So I wonder if we're gonna see an overtake there in a bit. Butts is catching Cherry again, even after both of them stopped. Oh, and Emil's in the east swap positions. Potential comeback here from Emil's. He went to take a lot of room there for the Senna S, but could not quite carry the speed out to be actually dangerous. So 3 more laps here. It's about 5 more minutes in overall here. This race is gonna last. And there is a 3 second for Manep. Everybody has 3 seconds here, who has a penalty right now. Karen can't quite seem to get to Seagull here. Maybe it's a tire advantage, maybe it's the lower downforce because of the front wing damage. But he's not making moves. So let's go back to these guys for a little. Barely surviving an FS, yeah. Bacon versus Rice, very nice move by him there, but he's probably gonna get countered here immediately by Rice. Side by side here, going around the outside maybe, and Bacon backs out of this one for now. Karen very close to Seagull now, this might actually be enough. It's not quite, he has 2 more chances here. So this lap and another lap afterwards, but it's not really good there in the turn. Let's see the place. He's caught on to Meneth. As said before, the place pretty quick. Can we have a fresh start now, like the last race? I don't think Lauda needs it, to be honest. Like, P6 is still pretty okay. Seagull's gonna get 18 points, and with our system it's gonna be like 11-10, so it's only 8 points of a difference between him and Seagull. He's completely fine there. The play is sliding around a little bit. He doesn't need to overtake on track anymore, actually. Ooh, and Bacon with a spin here, I think. Wonder what happened there. Was, of course, close fighting. No. Caught in 4K. Illegal wallbang, yeah, for sure. So let's see it. This is the last thing that can potentially happen. I think Jan's tires are dying a little bit, but it won't matter because he's so far ahead. But Karen vs Seagull is a battle that's legit still going on, and both of them are absolutely drained for energy. Seagull is also drained for fuel. Ooh, and the place gets his first warning, but he's gotten past Menef anyway, so doesn't matter if he stays ahead. Ooh, and Karen here. Looking deep there, but it's not quite making it happen right now. And we've seen countless times that Seagull is somehow just extremely quick out of this one. I feel like he's done it again. He's just gotten a way better exit there. It might be tough for Karen to fight back at all. And it's only gonna be P3 for him. Seagull in P2. Emils is gonna come home behind Yeast. Lauda is not gonna catch up neither. I don't think Menef can take back his position here in the last few turns. And I don't know where Bacon finished, but we're gonna figure that out. The results bug if you leave the lobby too early, I guess. But yeah, that's been this race. The energy kind of faded a little bit in me. Didn't sleep an awful lot tonight. But I hope you enjoyed it anyways. It was an entertaining race for sure. And honestly, like, we have barely talked about him in the second half of the race at all, but W. Jannemann, pretty dominant win here for him, ahead of Seagull and Karen. Very red wall here. A lot of Seagull, clean drive of the day, most overtakes, blah blah. And then of course Lauda with the fastest lap, and Jan with the race win. So yeah, congrats to Jan for the race win from P7. Gotten through the field really nicely. So has Seagull, to be honest, with a broken front wing for the entire race. Karen P3, not too shabby neither. Same goes for the Yeast P4. I think he would have hoped for more, but was not meant to be here. Emil's losing out a little bit. Lauda, of course, being caught in the action as well. Forced off his preferred strategy, probably. I don't think he wanted to go hard medium. Catalina, very nice race by her. Gained some positions as well. The place as well, starting last, getting 8th, really good. And then Menep and Rice complete the top 10, and our last few finishes gonna be Yalk, Cherry Bats, and I think Bacon finished somewhere, but yeah, the game will count him as DNF. So, oh yeah, he finished in the wall. I saw it. My bad. Yeah, okay, so he's correct in 14th position. I thought he, yeah, I'm stupid. Look, it's late. And the work week is ahead of us. What a pleasure. Can't wait to wage slave. Either way. Hope you have a lovely few remaining minutes of your weekend. And see you next week. Bye-bye. And it's lights out and away we go here in Formula Sundays.